It's Nolan. End of the year coming, I'm posted like Tim Duncan. Teaching niggas how to grow they shit like it's Teen Summit. Teaching niggas how to talk to me, I don't hear nothing. You red pill rappers about to fall from the red button. This chair comfy, need real money. Let me find out you industry niggas is Ted Bundy. Let me find out, let me wind down. Take some time out to calculate the weight I clear monthly. USD to them pounds, feet deep in the ground. Stand firm like your whole shit for $200. I'm big worm, switch the game up to help y'all score. Dave Stern try to box me in Martin, I treat him like T. Hearns. Got a baby doing 5 weeks. Made it through my juvenile hell, was bumping my deep. Homies in them 2-man cells struggle to find sleep. We ain't talking casa now, we don't talk like barbershops. Circumvent the streams, we taking it back to mom and pop. Distribution, pick and choosing for the institution. Niggas losing, y'all can check the units. They say the internet level the plan failed. I say they made you confident and racing with your training wheels. Fuck 'em rapping for if I can't pay a cable bill. Fuck 'em rapping for if I can't even say what's real. How you say you independent with a major deal? Niggas fell in love with the lies. I see how shady feel. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everyone is doing well. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into Kim Porter's memoir, that book that we were talking about, Kim's Lost Words. It is being debunked by friends of Kim Porter. Someone in particular came out and said, hey, that's fake, and y'all need to pipe down with spreading this misinformation. We've got Tourè, y'all remember Tourè, man. He used to be on, MTV and some other platforms back in the day speaking. Lately, he's been on TikTok sharing some of his accounts as it pertains to Diddy. He spoke at one point about Diddy making sexual passes at his young cousin. I spoke about that. He spoke about it on the news before. We've already covered that, so I'm not going to rehash that necessarily. But he did take it a step further and came out to speak on knowledge of Diddy's addiction to drogas. Okay. And this has been a 15-year process of his addiction and failed interventions and things of that nature. So that I will play from Tourè about that, which also lends to some of the stories that are being spread about Diddy. And then we're going to also get into Dame Dash, and Dame Dash has been a little bit hot lately. We just talked about him and Jay-Z going back and forth about the ownership stake in Rockefeller or what have you. He's been going back and forth with Steve Stout as well, but he came out and basically was going at Steve Stout even further and kind of weighing in on his perspective of Steve Stout as it pertains to Diddy, because Stout did come out on the Pivot podcast. Not only did he speak on Nicki Minaj, not only did he speak on Jay-Z, not only did he speak on Dame Dash in particular, but he also talked about the fall from grace that Diddy is currently undergoing in front of the public eye. And Dame Dash says, nah, nigga, fuck you. I can't imagine being somebody who was basically hit upside the head with a bottle by this nigga and then smiling in his face for years, and all of a sudden you want to speak about his fall from grace, nigga. You gotta know some shit that you've been covering up for years. Don't speak on it. That's Dame's perspective. This is one of the reasons why I fuck with Dame, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I never pick sides when it comes to Jay and or Dame. Of course, Jay's impact through the music, through the moves, through the motivation, I always resonate with that. But as it pertains to Dame, I never fully will, speak against him either, because he's definitely been a super inspiration for somebody such as myself with independent thought process, independent mind, and trying to be, an entrepreneur in my own right. I've definitely taken cues from Dame's attitude, his perspective, his way of thinking. So we're gonna let him speak his mind on that as well. All right. But first, let's get to Kim Porter's friend saying that this book is a pile of shit, horse shit, as a matter of fact. All right. So she put out a little video. Let me see if the video is YouTube safe, because people be putting copyrighted music in their little videos. All right, bet. There is no music in the video. Perfect. Okay. So let's go ahead and since there's no audio to it, I guess I'll remain on in audio and just narrate what it is that we're seeing. She says, I'm going to say this as loud as I can. Kim Porter. Oh, damn, you're going too fast, Shouty. You're going way too fast. All right. I'm going to say this as loud as I can. Kim Porter never drafted nor wrote a book, memoir, or manuscript. So, there's always been this looming tale that Kim Porter was writing a book. Even before this book was released, the one that whomever this person was that put it out, there was always talks of some sort of tell-all that was supposed to come out, right? She says no. Let's keep going. Quick lesson. Allegedly means when something is said to be true, but has not been proved. Okay? Let's keep going. Credible journalists use this word every day to maintain their integrity and value while reporting news. Y'all know I use that word quite a bit on this channel. Allegedly. This, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I always say these things because I ain't trying to end up in none of these other folks' shoes where they be having to come out of copious amounts of moolah because I need every dollar from my family, okay? Let's keep going. Shall we? All right. She says, however, people will go great lengths to achieve fame and notoriety, most times to the detriment of others. All right. Let's see where we're going. So please don't believe the lies when people say I have the manuscript or I'm reading from the manuscript, because according to this person's account, there is not one. It is a blatant lie. Okay. Always remember there are two sides to every story, and those who believe only one side are foolish. I can attest to that. And we all fall victim to it sometimes based on our own personal biases. But yeah, if you don't know the details, then you kind of got to just stay somewhere in the middle. That's why I always say, y'all have heard me numerous times. Some people probably get tired of me saying it, like, I'm somewhere in the middle with this. That is a very good reason as to why I am, because even if I identify with a person more, which would make me more inclined to believe them, I don't know, right? So I always try to give any two sides of the story benefit of the doubt, unless it just does not sit well with me or doesn't feel real. But even if it don't, I'll come back and say, yo, hey, I thought that shit was a lie. Hey, turns out I was fucking wrong. I ain't got no problem saying I'm wrong. I ain't trying to be the smartest nigga in the world. I just want to get to the bottom of the shit whenever some shit is put in front of my face. Okay? She then says, rest in peace to the beautiful, graceful, and beloved Kimberly Antoinette Porter. Is there anything else here that's going to shoot up on the screen? This is insane, she says. Okay. All right. And there's an additional statement that we're going to go to here. This is from Ebony Electra. Okay. So they say this is one of Kim Porter's best friends plus 1/3 of the 3 brown girls. Ebony Electra posted this back in July. So this is well before the video, well before the book was released, well before any of this, these quotes started surfacing over the past few days. She says, now it's getting out of hand. There is no book. There never was. Several people continue to speak about and spread blatant lies regarding this mystery manuscript as if it were true. People, it's not. Kim would never do such a thing, and that's the honest to God truth. God knows the truth, and so does she. As for me, I couldn't have another person call my phone or send me a text about this without clearing the air. Any negative feedback or comments on this post will receive no response except God bless you. The truth is the truth. Be blessed. Kim Porter strong. So Ebony Electra is basically coming out and saying, and I can't take her word for 100%, 100% either, because she did not live in Kim Porter's head. She did not live in Kim Porter's house to know what she may have written or may not have written. But she is the closest source to her that I can, say, hey, at least we know somebody associated with her saying it's cap. I'll take that over a random person that got an account from an unnamed celebrity. I will say that much, right? So she's saying there was no manuscript, there was no memoir, there's none of that shit. It's all cap. And she's saying that despite whatever Kim may have gone through in life, she wasn't planning a pointed takedown of Diddy. At least to her knowledge. That's what I will say. Because like she said, if it's multiple sides of a story, you'd be a fool to believe one. I ain't believing nothing. Hell, it ain't my responsibility to believe nothing either. I ain't got no heaven, hell, nor jail to put nobody in. So all I can do is report on what's in front of me, okay? So Ebony Electra says it's fake. She's debunking the story and the book. And that basically leaves, that whomever this man was, this what was homeboy name? Let me go back and put his name out there specifically. So she's saying this guy Chris Todd, who's a Los Angeles producer that claims that the book has information Porter stored on a flash drive and shared with friends before her unexpected death nearly 6 years ago. Yeah. She's saying this book is cap, he's cap. He originally put this book out, and it is an unauthorized memoir under the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood, right? And he credited his real name as a co-writer alongside Kim Porter. All right. As of right now, the book is currently at the top of Amazon's bestsellers list in the Western U.S. biographies category, which means that he's finna cash in more than a little bit off of people's curiosity about this book. In the book, it reportedly accuses music mogul Sean Combs of assaulting his late girlfriend, taping himself while having relations with a male teenage pop star, having sex parties alongside an Oscar winner and his wife. I still do not believe that these allegations are necessarily not true, because we're seeing that these things are coming out anyway about his personal life and all of the things that he's into. But again, we don't know if these accounts are coming from Kim directly or if she had anything to do with these things being put out there. I'm sure there's plenty of people in high places within the entertainment industry that have known this about Diddy for years, and now is pretty much an opportune time to put it out there under somebody who's willing to, go against the grain. So you just never know what's at play, right? But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna say at the end of the day, because if you're cashing in on false words, you need your motherfucking ass beat. All the lawsuits need to come on your motherfucking head. Pause, no Diddy, and all of that other shit, right? But outside of that, we already know enough about Diddy to assume that even if these ain't from Kim, it's enough information out there to say he been doing this shit anyway, right? So that's that on that. Now let's get into Tourè speaking on Diddy's drug addiction, shall we? Yeah, let's do that.
Diddy has been an addict for 15 years. Asked what he prefers to use, someone said, I'm sure he's on the bleeding edge of whatever it is out there that can get you really up there. I had anonymous conversations with several people who know Diddy really well. People I trust to give me an unbiased view of him. One of them told me the last time I saw him, there was nothing behind his eyes but a vapid darkness. Diddy's years-long perpetual drug haze meant that some of the women who are suing him, he doesn't even remember them. And people who know him say they don't recognize him. He's been super up there and detached from himself for years. He hasn't acted like himself in years. There were multiple interventions, and they all failed because no one could protect him from himself. Some people have said out of this, oh my God, which super powerful person did Diddy piss off? No, 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 no. You're missing it entirely. When Diddy and Cassie were together, he dragged her down into drug abuse. After she got away from him, she went to rehab. And in talking to people, she realized she had been through something crazy, and she began to find the courage to speak up. She went to him and said, I have a book. I've written everything. Give me $30 million to make it go away. And because he was in a haze, he did not say yes. He said no. He didn't have the perspective to understand what was really ahead of him. He had been living above the law for so long, he didn't realize what was about to happen. When Cassie sued him, that alerted federal prosecutors and started this whole thing falling apart. For the whole story, go to my Substack, tourè.substack.com.
All right, so that's Tourè on his anonymous conversations, and of course you can't put too much stock in it because although I do believe he is connected, I do believe he did have conversations with people in the industry that do know Diddy, you can't put no names on it, so we can't really corroborate the story from any reliable, credible source. But I do know he is an esteemed journalist who wouldn't come out and say that without something being legitimate. I will say that much to give him that bit of credit, right? Now he says to get the rest of the story, you got to go to TouréSubstack.com. Is that correct? Let me just put this in for my own reasons, right? Culture Fries by Tourè. These are fun bites about culture by Tourè, independent cultural journalism, weekly essays about culture, bi-monthly video essays. At this current time, he has over 2,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and just join. I'm on here. Why the fuck not? I'm not an investigative journalist or nothing like that, but let's just see where this takes us. Is this free? An app? No, it's not. Okay. So that's the play here. His free tier, you get occasional public posts. I'm gonna pick the free tier and just see what we have access to. You can pay $7 per month. You'll get 4 paywalled posts per month in the full archive, 1 to 2 video essays per month. You can get the annual subscription, which is $75 a year, or you could be a founding member in his plan for $250 per year. And that's the nasty thing that I must say about this. Now, we're all monetizing in some form off of this. I mean, I don't do YouTube for free, right? But if I were somebody in this position connected to the nastiness in any form or fashion, and coming out and saying this stuff, would I paywall it? I think that's a little nasty. You know, that's just me. That's my perspective of it. But everybody will feel differently. Some folks may say, shit, you might as well cash in. You don't know what the fuck gonna happen to him. You can say that too. But I don't know, man, because he's going viral right now. This is not the first video. He's putting his stuff out on TikTok, and basically he's trying to leverage people to come join his Substack subscription, which is like another version of a Patreon, so that you can get the full story. But the full story ain't gonna. I'm 100% sure the full story on this Diddy thing. You're not gonna say no names. You're not gonna give people places and real events. You're only gonna give the hearsay of what you're privy to. So for those out there that are planning to join or thought about joining, join at your own discretion. And once you part ways with your money, don't be mad if it never manifests into what you were looking for. Okay, that's just my assessment of the situation. Take that with whatever grain of seasoning you want in your kitchen. On second thought, I will go ahead and play his video talking about his little cousin, because many of y'all probably never saw that. So big shout out to MD for sending it to me, because he about the only nigga that's gonna be saying this shit. But what I also want to add to that is I don't think he's giving Diddy enough credit. And what I mean by that is don't give him the out that he was too drugged up to make a sound decision when Cassie came and offered him the opportunity to stop the book from coming out for $30 million. That nigga declined. I'm not finna say, oh, he was too drugged up to understand the situation. That nigga understood the gravity of the situation, which is why he paid her out the next motherfucking day after that lawsuit hit the streets. He ain't that far gone. Now, for people that say, oh, he ain't functioned like himself in years. Well, why is it that y'all niggas continue to be in this motherfucker circumference if he been far gone for years? Y'all are part of the problem too. This is why, you know, when all of this shit comes out, absolutely take that nigga down, put his ass under the jail, put him to sleep if you want to, government. But when everybody wants to start coming out and like, let's be clear, this nigga couldn't kill everybody. This nigga wasn't no goddamn international leader of a terrorist group. He ain't that. He couldn't take all y'all out. He couldn't whoop all y'all ass. He couldn't pay enough people to come stick dick in everybody. No joke intended. But I'm just saying, like, at some point, where was the like agenda? Like, okay, we're all going to band together and get this nigga out the paint. Y'all should have figured that out 15 years ago if it's been going like that. So no, Tourè, I will not accept that as, oh, he was just so drugged up and fucked up. He didn't understand the weight of the situation. Well, shit. That's his motherfucking fault. Don't give him the out. We see the nigga been on dope. I would assume a lot of them, like the way that the news cycle is coming out today, and I'm sure y'all are seeing this shit. Did y'all see the shit about Natalie Nunn allegedly drugging a young nigga? Then Chef D come out and say, man, you was my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gay. Nothing wrong with being gay. But then other accounts of this guy came out talking about they slept with him too. And but the whole thing was around Natalie Nunn allegedly drugging him and sleeping with him and putting him in a daze and all this type of stuff. And we just keep hearing accounts about all of these people who are allegedly drugging each other, allegedly doing all of this weird, crazy shit. So I'm starting to assume if you have a certain status in the game, you probably on some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be so quick to just start, not to say not believing, because I will believe, but absolving everybody of their part. Y'all motherfuckers was partaking in the festivities. Y'all motherfuckers was taking part in the party favors, as y'all know. Y'all motherfuckers was getting your organs, you know what I'm saying, depending on what side of the fence you was born with. Y'all was getting your organs massaged. Now, anybody that had it taken against their will, I'm not with. I'm not cool with that shit. And I've been consistent with that. That's why we even talk about these stories on my channel, because I'm not with that shit. Niggas need to have their motherfucking head, get they block knocked off, to speak in colloquialisms that YouTube may not always get. Motherfuckers need to get their block knocked off. Some of these motherfuckers need to get their goddamn sausage fried. You know what I'm saying? For breakfast. A lot of these motherfuckers. But for the complicit, you know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers who was with the illicit and ain't do shiznit. Y'all niggas, y'all not gonna go to jail with him, but y'all motherfuckers deserve y'all own form of karma. Just being real. Which leads me to Dame Dash. We're gonna get to him, but let me go ahead and play this Tourè shit once more, you know what I'm saying, about his cousin.
The Diddy situation is personal for me. I take no joy in the man's downfall. I just want to see justice. But I, too, felt his wrath. I knew this man for decades. I interviewed him many times. I went to some of his PG-rated parties. We had a professional relationship until something happened. Some of you know the story, some of you don't. Many years ago, someone I loved immensely needed a break, and I called Puff and I said, hey, can you take my family member on as an intern? And he did. I thought the Bad Boy internship program would be something that might accelerate this young person's career. Obviously, I had no knowledge at that time of the deviance that we all now know about. I had never before asked Puff for a favor, for a personal favor, but for someone I loved, for someone young, for someone who needed a break, I said, this is the time to do it. For about 3 months, everything went great. The internship was very exciting. And then one day it abruptly ended after Puff said to my family member, either come home with me for the night or the internship is over. He said no. At the time, all I knew was that the internship ended abruptly. I didn't find out what happened until years later. When I found out what had really happened, I was shocked. I was mortified. I was angry. I was upset on behalf of the family member that I had put into a horrible position. And I was blown away that Puff would do that to my family. Why didn't I speak out then? At the time, I didn't think that I'd be believed. I thought, I can't connect this with some larger pattern of behavior, him doing this to other people. Who knows how people will take this? Someone commented that I enabled him by saying nothing. And I think that word is too big to be truly accurate in this situation. I did not save him from a story that could have sank him. He was so powerful, I knew I had to come with more than that to make a dent. My story did not have the power to change people's minds about him. Some stories, for sure, can change the world, but some stories need the right time and the right context to be believed.
All right, so that's Tourè talking about the situation with his little cousin, okay? And in that situation, the nigga was dead ass motherfucking wrong to leverage the position over him to be like, you got to come back to my crib and get down and lay down. I'm not with that shit by no means. I'm glad his cousin didn't go back and do that shit. I'm glad he went his own way, charted his own path, and figured his way in life without that. I think a lot of people should have probably made that same decision, right? But let's get into Dame speaking on this situation and saying, yo, what about y'all motherfuckers, like I was just saying, what about y'all motherfuckers that was down with the party, but now y'all want to out the shit because he's under the gun? What about you niggas?
It's crazy because people will sit there and watch people do things that could be immoral, but until they get caught, no one says anything. You know, whether it's illegal or immoral. For me, I just break out. I don't wait for people to get busted. I don't wait for someone else to say that they're doing something wrong. If something is against my moral fabric, then I'm moving on. And, you know, I make a choice to maybe walk away from some money or walk away from a relationship or a certain kind of financial opportunity just because my moral fabric is just, it means more to me than that. And that's just who I am. But when I see people embracing immoral things and people that get things from immoral ways, and then they kind of like, they knock a person that's going to give an honest fight, even someone that's fighting for you. That part is what I don't understand. You know? That's the part I don't understand. But at any rate, if you understand what us having our own platform is, and doing it in a way where you owe nobody nothing, where you have not put yourself in a compromising position to get something, where our culture can showcase our creativity freely and we can monetize fairly, where we'll know the data and the full CPM, will know exactly who's getting paid, how they get paid. I just don't understand why that would not be embraced if it's understood. So the only thing I can say is I guess it's not understood. You know what I mean? It's like a new drug that no one smoked yet. They haven't been high off of it, so they might discredit it. But, I mean, think about what this looks like in a couple of years when we really get going, you know? So when I approached doing a record company, I was like, yo, I don't want to have a record deal. I don't want a record deal. I need to be the record label. And people thought that was outrageous. And they didn't.
All right, you done made it too personal, man. You done went into selling powder donuts and all type of stuff. Y'all remember the powder donuts? We bring it back. But basically, he's saying y'all niggas co-signed and allowed the bullshit to go on for years. Now y'all want to talk when it feels safe because the nigga going through something right now. He's not defending Diddy. I don't feel like he's defending him at all. But he like shit. When y'all niggas kept going around him too. It ain't just the fact that you stayed silent. Y'all still kept hanging out with the nigga, kept being around him, kept partaking in the party till it's time to watch the party down. Oh man. This shit is a mess. I told y'all going into next year, this is going to be a constant update. Who knows when he's going to actually get a trial date? I can imagine there's only going to be more people coming out with their accounts, coming out with their perspectives. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get nasty. I can only imagine what's actually on tape. We may never see the tapes, but even if we don't see the tapes, they'll come out in during trial, like the whereabouts, what happened, the events. Even if we don't physically see it, they'll have to talk about what they're seeing on camera. They may redact the names as well, but again, for everybody tired of the Diddy shit, I'm tired of the Diddy shit, to be honest. There's going to be more content. There's going to be more updates. There's going to be a lot of chatter around this thing. So just fasten your seatbelt and, just be ready for the tide that's coming. All right. Let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all enjoy the remainder of your evening. I will catch y'all on the next one. All right. Much love, respect, y'all. Peace. Yeah, king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like Soldier Rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, so straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.